PWNcast.
Hey everybody, and welcome to episode 3 of PWNcast, weekly podcast where we talk about everything gaming, movies. Well, I don't even know what the fuck we do anymore. But today is a very lonely day, for I am joined with the belching Irishman from New Jersey, Pat. Nice! And immediately we have lost credibility.
Well, if you're going to introduce me as the belching Irishman from New Jersey, you need to expect a belch. It's kind of necessary, especially with an intro like that. I have standards to live up to.
Oh, okay, alright. Fair enough. I won't judge you. Alright, and I am your host, as always, Danny, the sad fishmonger from down the street.
Danny and surround sound.
Oh, yes, isn't it glorious?
I'll just take one headphone off.
Alright, so we don't really have a specific topic tonight, so we're just going to be freeballing this, I guess, because number one, no fan mail. No fan mail whatsoever, which depresses me.
Hopefully freeballing it won't mean we're lowballing it.
Good point.
We're going to try and have the same caliber material we would when we had it planned out. We're not going to do that, are we?
I don't know. I don't know. We don't have a plan, and when we don't have a plan, things happen as if they were planned.
You know what's on my desktop, Danny?
What's on your desktop right now, Pat?
A pair of dragons.
A pair of dragons. That's nice. But down to business. Down to not specific topic business. I have discovered today that BioShock Infinite has been delayed until March 26th of next year.
Okay.
And
I'm not entirely sure what to think, like, not about the delay, but about BioShock Infinite itself. I mean, like, I love BioShock, and Infinite looks cool, the whole floating city and Sorceress Lady and all that, but, what exactly is going on? Do we know where this fits in?
I don't know, because I've only played like half of the first BioShock, because, frankly, I'm more of a System Shock guy, so...
Okay.
Yeah, another shock that's way better than BioShock.
Well, aren't they... Wait. Wait a minute.
Wait. But no, the thing about this is that I think this is the second time it's been delayed, and they've delayed it twice within the past couple of months. So...
Yeah.
Which, to me... I don't really care when developers actually delay a game. I would rather the game be delayed and be a finished product when we get it launched. Cough, Operation Raccoon City, cough.
Oh my god. Just because we don't have a specific topic doesn't mean it's a bash session.
Hey, I'm just saying. I prefer my games to be finished at launch.
They do usually work better that way.
Yeah, I mean, because, you're able to actually play the game.
Whereas, look at me. Why am I saying Final Fantasy? Anyway, whereas
because Final Fantasy 13-2 was an unfinished game.
Prime example, the game is playing itself.
No, that's 13. 13-2 actually requires some effort. I mean, you do move in more than just a straight line.
Oh, okay.
So, and there's time travel involved for some reason. But anyway... Yeah, again, BioShock Infinite, it's not one of those games that's like on my Irma Gerd, I'm going to buy this list.
Okay.
So
you have an Irma Gerd list?
Oh, yes, I do, and it includes...
I figured you'd have an Oh My God list, but...
It includes Crisis 3, Final Fantasy 18, and...
Final Fantasy 18?
And Call of Duty 23.
Wait, Final Fantasy 18?
Yeah, I'm jumping ahead. I've already got my pre-orders at GameStop all set up.
Nice.
Also, Ninja Theory, the guys behind Devil May Cry, as we were bashing in our first episode. You know, those people that made Pat go into a fanboy blood frenzy.
Yes. Then I went home and played Devil May Cry 3 for 3 days straight.
Hey, that's not a bad decision. I mean, I've been doing the same thing lately, too.
Bloody Palace.
Pretty much.
All the time. Bloody Palace.
But I was reading on there's a Devil May Cry subreddit, and they were getting it was an article where they talked to the head developers of Ninja Theory about feedback from the demo that we played prior to that recording of that podcast.
Yeah.
And they were asked a question, you know, when was this demo constructed? Like, where does this demo fall within the realm of the new DMC? You know, like, is it an actual part of the game or whatever? They flat out came out and said, this was a demo that was created before the game initially got canceled. Now, this means that there's a high chance that what we played was not an accurate representation of the final product. Now, that can go either good or bad. I mean, we could get a good Devil May Cry game, but at the same time, it could be like, oh God, you have fooled us all. You have taken my money.
So it could end up being even shittier, or it could end up being a decent game.
Yes, which I'm inclined to believe it's going to be a shitty game because, well, let's just say that Capcom, whenever they hand something off to a third party to develop one of their biggest franchises, it doesn't exactly go well. And Shinji Mikami, ever since he left Capcom after the whole debacle with Resident Evil 4 that I was telling you about a few nights ago, which, for those who don't know, Shinji Mikami helped create Resident Evil and the Devil May Cry series, and he pretty much, it was the last straw when he only wanted RE4 on the GameCube, and Capcom, being the money-grubbing bastards that they are, decided, hey, let's put it on the PlayStation 2, and Mikami's like, okay, I'm leaving.
Bye!
I mean, he had it all set up. GameCube would get Resident Evil, PS2 would get Devil May Cry, and then Xbox would get Onimusha. Capcom would have franchises in all three consoles.
Yeah, and they'd be making money from each player base.
Yeah, pretty much. And it sounds like a sweet deal.
But I have altered the deal. Pray I don't alter it further, anyway.
Yeah, pretty much. And ever since then, we've got such classic titles as Resident Evil 6, Operation Raccoon City, and no other Mega Man games that are worth a shit, that is. I mean, Legends 3 going bye-bye.
Stop bringing that up.
I will. Hey, I'm just as depressed as you are, because I was going to buy a 3DS until they decided, nope.
That's alright. I was trying to record a Let's Play the other day of Mega Man X, and I spent the entire 20-minute episode ranting about how Mega Man Legends 3 was canceled.
Oh.
It was terrible.
And this is another little piece going on that's semi-relevant to what we've been doing lately, especially on my channel with Majora's Mask.
Oh, goodness.
So, I know a lot of people have been clamoring for a Majora's Mask 3DS installment, like a remake for it.
And it's been needed for a while.
And Nintendo has pretty much said, whoa, slow down there, Huss. We got to release the Zelda game that we currently have in development for the 3DS.
Another one?
Yeah, it's its own independent little thing, and I'm like, what?
Well, looks like I'll be saving my money for a 3DS then.
It sounds like I'll be selling my firstborn child and sperm for a 3DS.
Well, you should be fine with just plasma.
It's just pretty sure there are women out there that need it, that need to make babies, and nobody will touch them. And I do pity them. But at the same time, give me money. Here's my sperm. I mean,
Nobody's watching anymore.
yeah, I don't want to be on this podcast anymore. So, Nintendo's pretty much come out and said, hey, look, Zelda game, you want Majora's Mask? Then buy our other Zelda game first.
Nice.
So, can't wait for that. And that's pretty much all there is news-wise.
Oh, I do have a piece of news.
Patrick has news?
Yes, and if we were in person, you'd probably smack me for this. I actually have a reason to consider picking up a Wii U.
Oh, okay. And
it's going to be no surprise to you, but Capcom is releasing Monster Hunter Tri Ultimate for the Wii U only, which I want to at least try it because they added a bunch of stuff. Because with the original release for Tri, they kind of took some things out. They had weapons that weren't available, weapon classes that weren't available, things you couldn't change or edit or customize or whatever you want to call it. And they're changing that for the Ultimate, and they're putting all of that back in, and it's only going to be on Wii U. So.
Well, I mean, I'm probably going to wind up buying a Wii U myself, but since they're not due to be fully restocked in the United States until May of next year...
Yeah, it's going to be a while.
Yeah, I've got a little while to save up. But first, I got to get my PlayStation Vita first.
Yep.
Which, from my understanding, you have demoed the PlayStation Vita?
Yes, I got to play the White Vita. And I was playing Monster Hunter Freedom Unite on it, and, Monster Hunter, you know how that is for me. And, like, I've had a original, like, first-gen PSP for years, and, like, I'm still using the first-gen launch PSP, and switching from that to the Vita, it was so different. Oh my god, it was such a change, but it was a wonderful change. And, like, it felt better. I mean, I can't explain, like, how exactly it felt better, but it just felt better. It didn't feel as bulky. Obviously it's a little bit wider, like not like thickness, but it's a little wider because the screen and everything, they had to make room for the buttons and stuff. And it's nice. Like it looks nice, it feels nice. The screen resolution's beautiful. For a portable, it looks amazing. It controls really well. Like, controls-wise, it's what the DS should have been. No, because the DS, if they gave it an analog stick, or two analog sticks for that matter, even if they had ventured that far, it would have controlled so much better. And they did it with the Vita finally. They almost had it with the PSP, but they only gave it one.
Strange.
Yeah, but...
No, just what you were talking about.
Oh, okay.
Because I had a PSP, but sadly, I had bought it used. Well, actually, I don't even think I bought it. It was given to me, and the analog stick was basically just completely busted on it. So it's like I can't even play Metal Gear Solid Portable Ops without Snake constantly going left.
Nice.
So pretty much just wound up using that as a mobile web browser device, which didn't even really do that well.
Nope.
And
never has.
And a portable music player.
Yep, it does that pretty well.
Yeah.
If it's picky about formats and stuff.
And you can also put movies on there too. I mean, you just got to get it the proper format. And
it's really picky about movie formats.
Yeah, but that's just Sony in general. They're always you got to play by our rules.
Yes.
So, but would you say that the Vita is one of those things that you would like to purchase in the future?
Oh, absolutely. I'd love to have one.
More than a 3DS?
Possibly, yeah.
Okay, all right.
And yeah. Probably more than a 3DS.
Okay. I mean, I just wish there were more games that came out for the Vita first because there's
Yeah,
basically
depending, it's like pretty much depending on what titles come out in the future.
yeah.
Because like the 3DS, my biggest thing with that is recurring theme here. Monster Hunter 4 is being released for the 3DS, and that's the only system that's going to be on. But Capcom is also supposed to be announcing a Vita Monster Hunter game. They're supposed to be doing it's Final Fantasy. The Vita is going to be getting some love from Final Fantasy. The 3DS is also supposed to get a couple Final Fantasy titles at some point as well.
Okay, that's good. I mean,
So
you can't go wrong with that.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get a balanced market like we pretty much have with the DS and every incarnation of the PSP and the DS so far.
Yeah, because
they'll kind of keep that balanced.
The primary reason why I would like to have a PlayStation Vita, and I know that the PSP can do this to an extent, is that I have some PlayStation 1 games on my PS3, and I would like to take compatible games with me on the go. And I figured, well, since the PSP is pretty much completely dead at this point, why not just go all out and get the Vita and then get stuff like Persona 4 Golden and take Metal Gear Solid with me wherever I want. And various other games that may or may not come out for it. I know that there is a Silent Hill game that came out for it, but it's been received very poorly, pretty much saying that it's a dungeon crawling RTS.
What?
Yeah, they pretty much say it plays like Diablo, and that's not something I'm interested in for Silent
not
Hill.
Really.
Yeah, that just does not even sound.
Doesn't sound like it would fit Silent Hill anyway.
Yeah.
In any way at all.
But from my understanding, as of right now, I think you might be able to take the classic Silent Hill for the PS1 and play it on the Vita.
Oh, because everyone needs to be playing Silent Hill on their late night commute home.
Yes, of course. I would love to do that.
Because that makes the world such a better place.
And then you start hallucinating, and the next thing you know, they find you dead in a ditch somewhere, and like you're missing your face.
Yeah, there you go.
Because shit happens. Shit happens in the hood of Florida.
Oh, goodness. God, I hate Florida so much.
Hey, it's warm down here. Shut up.
It is warm down here, but I still hate Florida.
Yeah, how about that? You know what they say about Florida? It's just, a waiting room to heaven.
There's no snow.
That's true.
There's no snow. I miss snow.
Well, that's nice, Patrick, but frankly, I want Final Fantasy 13 to die.
What? Oh, not that snow.
Okay.
Important snow.
Since we're on the topic of handhelds, well, why don't we just talk about handhelds in general, like how the Game Boy needs to make a comeback?
Oh, yes, it does.
Oh, all of my
it
yes.
Really does.
Because...
Oh, you know what? Donna Souls is sitting right here.
Well, because I mean, I've been on a real Game Boy Color kick lately. I mean, I've been playing Super Mario Land.
Oh man.
Legend of Zelda: Oracle of Ages, which is a vastly underrated Zelda title, and anybody who says that the Oracle games suck, I'm sorry. You need to think about your life for a second and go back and play Phantom Hourglass, because that's probably where you belong when it comes to the Zelda games.
Nice.
Also, while you're at it, play Wind Waker, because that's shit tier too.
Well, okay.
All of this pent-up rage.
I can see.
So, yeah, that's...
Somebody doesn't like the GameCube.
No, I like the GameCube. I think Twilight Princess is a great game.
Yeah.
But...
It was really good.
And if you ask me, Twilight Princess was way better on the GameCube than the Wii.
Well, it's because on the Wii it kind of felt clumsy.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. There's something about Twilight Princess on the GameCube version that just feels right.
It's because it was, I think it was developed for the GameCube first and then ported.
I'm pretty sure it was. And it's just unfortunate that it came out towards the end of the life cycle of the GameCube.
Yeah.
So. But, I really want the Game Boy to make a comeback. I mean, I own a. You see, my brother over there in the other room, he's got the original Game Boy, the gray brick that eats through AA batteries like a fat man inside of a Golden Corral buffet.
Well, jeez. I didn't know I made that much of an impression.
Then I got my lime green Game Boy Color. It's green because Legend of Zelda.
Of course.
Because when I was younger, I used to be real deep into Zelda, and then after Majora's Mask came out, I quit.
Sorry.
Well, no, because I liked Majora's Mask. I was like, oh, this is sweet. Then I got a PlayStation 1. and they don't make Zelda on the PS1, which is unfortunate. I don't know. Then again, Sony might screw that up too.
That would have. I would think that would be odd.
Yeah, a Zelda game with a PlayStation controller.
Yeah, it's weird enough playing it with an Xbox controller, but
it's weird playing it with a GameCube controller, man.
That's because we're so used to doing it with the legit N64 controller.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's because the buttons are mapped differently and all of the stuff is set up correctly.
Yeah, and I was one of those people that bought the last Game Boy to ever exist, the Game Boy Micro, which sadly can only play Game Boy Advance games, but hey, it's the smallest freaking Game Boy you will ever see.
And it's wonderful.
Oh yeah, the screen on it's really bright. It actually has a legitimate headphone jack, so you do not have to go off and buy some kind of weird Nintendo brand headset that you have to plug into a weird jack on your Game Boy Advance.
I have one of those.
Yeah, exactly.
I have one of them.
Let's see, I don't want people to know that I'm playing Metroid, so let me just plug this in here. That and a lot of good games. Ports actually came out on the Game Boy Advance. You get some Final Fantasy games and Donkey Kong Country and even some classic NES games. Yeah, dude, Dawn of Souls, man. I was all about Final Fantasy V. Oh my.
What?
Yeah, Final Fantasy V. That was like my. It was my shit. So, but yes, the Game Boy really needs to make a comeback. The DS kind of like said, hey, I am the deformed brother of the Game Boy. I'm not allowed to be out in public, but since political correctness took over, here I am.
Yeah, I've still got the launch, old original model DS.
Oh, the ugly ass DS.
Yep, where it's got the slanted. The top screen is slanted up at the ends, and it flattens out in the middle.
Yeah, I know.
It's really bulky, and I mean the thing's a brick compared to the other ones. The thing is a brick.
I had
me for a while.
I had a DS Lite, and I think I eventually sold that for a 360. I think. I sold it.
The DS for a 360.
Well, I sold it to put towards a 360. Yes,
okay.
Yes. Somebody was dumb enough to trade me.
That was a trade. You made off pretty well.
Yes, if I do say so myself. So, but yes, the Game Boy needs to make a comeback. Legend of Zelda Wind Waker sucks, and Game of the Year time.
Oh God.
Now. This has been very controversial this year because I know there's going to be a lot of people that are like, Armageddon, Call of Duty is the best game ever, and to them I have to say, shut the fuck up, you're not a gamer.
Game of the Year, Resident
Evil 6. That's a candidate for worst game of the year, in my opinion. It's right down there with Mass Effect 3.
Not anything I ever thought I'd hear you say.
Mass Effect 3 is still pretty bad. I mean, the game wasn't finished at launch, and it really didn't answer any of my questions that I had. So,
And they're still working on getting a legitimate ending.
well, I wouldn't say that. I mean, they're still releasing DLC for it, but with the fact that they've already confirmed that Mass Effect 4 is in development, I'm just like, yeah, fuck you too, BioWare.
Eat it, BioWare. Just go away.
Yeah, and 13-2 is also down there on my candidates for worst game of the year. I mean, that game is just. I'm sitting here playing it, and I'm just like, what in the actual fuck?
I kind of figured Assassin's Creed 3 would be on your list as well.
I'm not putting that down there as worst, as one of the worst games of the year. I'm just going to put that as one of the biggest disappointments. And there's a difference between worst and disappointment.
Okay.
So, I mean...
because the way you were talking about it, you really, really didn't like it.
No.
Especially the ending.
I didn't like the end. The ending is a carbon copy ripoff of Mass Effect 3. I mean, legitimately, there's several elements that are alike in both endings, and it's just it's absurd. It's like nobody this year could make an ending for a game.
Oh, they can't. That would be too easy. We can't make a legitimate ending to a game.
Of course. Well, I mean, whatever happened to artistic integrity? I mean, it doesn't exist anymore. I mean, well, there are several games out there that still hold that dear to them, but most of them are independent games or games that never got a full retail release on disc.
Yeah.
I think this year has been the year of HD collections, in my opinion.
Well, okay, hold on. Let's see. Was Devil May Cry this year?
Yes, it was.
So Devil May Cry, Zone of the Enders.
You had Splinter Cell, Sly Cooper.
That's right, the Sly Cooper HD collection.
You had a God of War HD collection. You had. Yeah, I know. I'm just rattling off. Killzone, the original Killzone got an HD re-release. I mean, it's the year. It's the year telling you, hey, these games are good. The stuff that they're putting out now is crap, and we have to make these HD collections so that way people can still play good games even though they're not new good games.
They're just reskinned old ones with a new coat of paint.
Pretty much, and I've still been playing through Zone of the Enders, and I'm almost done with the second runner. And I'm probably in the minority when saying this, but I really liked the first Zone of the Enders more than the second runner.
I mean, it was better than the second runner was.
I mean, the second runner has all of this, like, oh, you can do all of this, and this now. And...
But still, it's...
Yeah. I mean, I somewhat like Hideo Kojima's work. I mean, but it's like a love-hate thing with me for him. With the first one, I thought the first one had its own unique charm, even with the bad voice acting and everything else, and what some people would
voices.
Yeah, with what some people may call monotonous combat, which really they can't say that the second runner doesn't have that because it does. They're both hack and slash games at their core.
Yeah, second runner is just as big of an offender as the first one, and they're designed that way.
And you can tell by playing the second runner that Kojima was still in that Sons of Liberty syndrome, where it's like, I want to make a game it's like this technological slash kind of almost, how do I want to put this, ethereal kind of feel to it. It's really hard to describe. It's like both games, if you put them side by side, like when you're in Arsenal gear on Sons of Liberty and some of the beginning parts of the second runner when you're on the ship, it's like, wow, these environments look almost alike. So...
Wait, I thought they were the same place.
Wait, you mean they're not the same game? I've been lied to all this time! And the guy just jumps out the window and commits suicide.
Oh, we're losing audience members by the
The second runner was a lie! Jumps out the window.
And we're losing more audience members.
Exactly. I mean, and I don't know what it is, but the second runner actually runs like shit compared to the first one on the PS3 at least. I mean, I haven't played a
Well,
360
I don't
copy.
know. I mean, when I played Second Runner on my PS2, which is a launch PS2 that still runs beautifully. I had a lot of lag. I had a lot of slowdown. So that may not necessarily be just the PS3.
Yeah, that's possible.
It may just be that the game's a pain in the ass.
Well, I mean, I'm just getting really bad frame rate drops, and I'm like, why? There's nothing going on right now. I'm not even in combat, and I'm getting a frame rate drop. I mean, the game's not unplayable, but it just bothers me when I randomly start to slow down when I'm in the midst of blowing up several robots at once. Like, I'm going in between robots, slicing them apart, and then all of a sudden, hey, there's too many explosions happening. Michael Bay showed up. We gotta slow down a little bit.
Michael Bay, the game.
Wait, you mean every Call of Duty? An awkward silence follows.
Wait.
Pretty much.
You trying to trick me again?
Wait a second, you trying to trick me again? So, yeah, I just... This has been the year of re-releases of classic games, and with that, what is an HD collection that you would like to see? It could be, any franchise on pretty much any platform, unless it's like Nintendo or something. I can't see Nintendo going over to Sony or Microsoft.
I would love to see. They already redid it once for the PSP, but I would love to see Mega Man X get a re-release
In HD.
Yes, or maybe even Mega Man Classic.
Ooh.
If they could release the first, 7 games, because I stopped at Mega Man 7. So if they could really re-release 1 through 7, give the other games prior to 7 kind of make them look more like 7, give them a little bit of an updated coat of paint, basically.
Okay.
I think that would be amazing. And then, of course, Mega Man X, just slap a new coat of paint on it. Maybe use like 3D sprites or something.
Kind of like I'm not sure if you've seen anything from this, but I can go on Xbox Live and they have a Street Fighter 2 Turbo HD edition, and
yes.
the character models just look fucking insane on that.
Exactly. Give it that treatment and just make it look really nice.
And it's also made by Capcom, so you know that if they get up off their lazy asses, they can make it.
Well,
personally, I'm not sure if this has been discussed before or not, but I would like to see a Grand Theft Auto HD collection that collects 3, Vice City, and San Andreas.
Oh, okay.
Mostly for Vice City, because that's probably my favorite Grand Theft Auto game besides the London expansion pack for the first one. So, I really like Grand Theft Auto Vice City.
Okay.
So much 80s.
So much 80s.
I can't contain it.
I guess I need to play that one.
Yes.
Yeah, I stayed away from Grand Theft Auto for the longest time, strictly because it just wasn't my cup of tea.
I mean, I think that, back before Grand Theft Auto 4, those games definitely didn't take themselves seriously. And then GTA 4 was like, hey, let's have a serious plot now. And I mean, there were some funny things in there, but it was too serious.
So, it was like Transformers.
No.
There was humor, but it took itself way too seriously.
It was like The Godfather meets National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
I just watched that.
Good.
Anyway.
You have a good taste in movies and comedy.
I love that, man. Anyway. I love that movie.
So that's an HD collection I would like to see. I would really like to see a Legend of Zelda HD collection.
Of which titles?
Let's just throw the N64 titles in there.
And Link to the Past.
No.
I'm biased. Link to the Past.
No, go play your Game Boy.
Okay. I don't know. No, I'm playing it on a Super Nintendo. So.
Let's put Link's Awakening in an HD collection. Pretty much. So, Mystical Ninja should get an HD remake. Because that game is amazing. And I want to Mystical Ninja.
Yes.
Because I so want to LP that game like you don't even believe.
I already told you we can.
We have the technology!
We can. Yeah.
Speaking of technology, weirdest segue ever, but there's a new trailer out for the new Star Trek movie.
Anyway.
There's a trailer out for the new Star Trek movie.
Oh, goodness.
And the only thing I can say is there's a whole bunch of lens flare, and this movie is going to tank.
Why is this movie going to tank?
It just by looking at the trailer, I'm like, wow, this movie is going to suck. What is up with Spock's haircut?
They broke continuity, too, because I was discussing this morning. Spock already died.
Well, I mean, Star Trek's notorious for putting time travel in their movies. I mean, but First Contact probably being the best example of it. Or, well, actually, no, Star Trek 4 would probably be the best example among diehard fans. I just like First Contact a lot. But, you know, they're no strangers to time travel. And
or alternate dimensions, or timelines, or...
Yeah, well, that's pretty much what the last movie did. It incorporated the time travel elements of all the movies previous that have come out and said, hey, we're going to rewrite history.
Yeah.
The history of Star Trek. We're going to completely reboot it.
And they did it well, I think.
And they could have, you know, stopped putting lens flare everywhere, but...
They could have stopped putting lens flare everywhere.
Yeah, and Mass Effect suffers from the same problem throughout the whole trilogy. Yeah. Even my eyes have lens flare.
My eyes!
Oh, God! Everything's so bright and beautiful and shiny. I want to buy everything in this room. It's so shiny. Where's Billy Mays when you need him?
Oh, goodness.
So, I think they're trying to lead up to a Wrath of Khan thing. But...
Wait, what?
Yeah, if you watch this trailer, they're trying to lead up to a Wrath of Khan style movie.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking like they were going to be like redo the Wrath of Khan.
They might. We don't know at this point. We don't know who the villain is. You just hear him talk over the trailer, and it is a possibility that it could be Khan, because the dialogue that's being given to you sounds like something Khan would have in the movie.
I haven't seen the trailer yet.
Well, you probably should, because Chuck Testa.
Because Chuck Testa.
Oy vey! You're Jewish now.
Apparently.
Jewish dragons!
Dragons.
Jewish dragons. Oh my.
Oh goodness.
That would be hilarious. Dragons with giant yarmulkes.
and the hair and the beards.
Yes. Yes. I can imagine Skyrim would be a completely different game. Like a dragon shows up, and let the poor schmuck walk away.
Oh, goodness.
I'm gonna smash you in the schmoodle with a yadel.
That again?
Of course. Hey, Hanukkah's coming up, man.
Okay.
You got anything purchased for me?
Who said you get anything?
Okay.
You don't get any.
Just to clarify, I am not Jewish. I am like the furthest thing from Jewish.
You get no cookies.
Oh. Oh. But I like cookies. Preferably Thin Mints from the Girl Scouts, because that's all they're good for.
Cookies.
Put that cookie down! Now! Ooh, that's another movie I need to watch in time for Christmas.
And what movie is that?
Jingle All the Way with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Alright. That's on my list, too.
Exactly. I also need to watch the oh crap, what's his name? Oh damn it. His name just left me.
The Bear Girls Christmas.
No, the George C. Scott version of A Christmas Carol.
Okay.
Because George C. Scott is a badass. And that version's just really good. I really like that version a lot. It's better than the Jim Carrey version.
The Jim Carrey one is goofy.
I'm Jim Carrey. I don't have a career anymore.
You do the clown laugh way too well.
I know. I've probably just scared off like half the audience who have a phobia of clowns.
I don't like clowns.
I feel uncomfortable in this podcast now.
I hate clowns.
Well, I'm glad you do. I am glad that you hate clowns, because you know what? Stephen King's It has to be like the most horrifying thing you have ever seen. Even though that movie is stupid.
No, I didn't need sleep. I don't have work tomorrow. I didn't need to sleep.
Of course. I
can stay up all night killing wyverns, dragons, things.
So
I don't know.
This has been a very poor edition of Freeballing. I mean, we covered some topics, and we didn't once reference the fact that I am now the proud owner of a Bond 50 Blu-ray set. God damn it!
Hey, Danny.
What?
Some Bond movies.
Hey, shut the fuck.
Did you watch them all yet?
No, I haven't watched them all yet, Pat. And I don't have the intention of even popping in Die Another Day into my PlayStation 3.
Nice.
This is a horrible movie, and people should feel bad after they watch it, because I certainly do.
It's like a throwing star. Sharpen the edges.
Exactly. Hey, at least it'll never scratch. So that way, you can edge it out to a throwing star or whatever, throw it, it's blood soaked, puts it in PlayStation 3. Oh, it's a pretty shitty movie. It skips like once every 10 minutes, but
that would make it better.
Exactly. Alright, so where can we find you, Pat?
You can find me on VGN, which is the Vintage Gaming Network, and can I advertise for a second?
Okay, sure, go ahead.
Actually, I need your opinion on this real quick. Preparing something for early into the new year. It's going to be Mech Madness, which the other people I've told about this were not surprised at all, considering how much I love mechs and mech games and everything. And wanted to ask you, what are some good mech games?
Mech Warrior.
I'm going to be doing Mech Warrior. That's kind of obvious.
Which Mech Warrior?
First one.
Okay.
Probably 1 and 2.
Maybe throw some Armored Cores in there.
They're not going to be. It's not going to be like full Let's Plays and stuff, but it's going to be like there's going to be some videos involving the Another Century's episode games for the PS2, which is pretty much the latest crossover between Gundams, Macross, all the popular mech animes and all of that. Some Gundam Wing Endless Duel, because we haven't done enough videos involving that already.
Cocaine Wing Endless Derp.
Cocaine Wing Endless Derp. Yeah.
Zone of the Enders.
Yeah. I'm trying to get my computer to kind of want to run Zone of the Enders on the emulator.
You can just capture it on my console. I don't care.
Because like I can run pretty much everything else I can throw at it, but it can't run Zone of the Enders because it's like this is too pretty.
This is too awesome for you.
This is too awesome to handle. I just can't do it. Yeah. But that's pretty much it. You can find me on VGN, and yeah.
And you can always find me at youtube.com/phantasmmask. And you know what?
Phantasm Mask faggot.
Exactly. And great job. You used a slur on my podcast. We were doing great for 45 minutes, you fucking dick. But anyway, as always, you can find me at youtube.com/phantasmmask. And you know what? If you like this podcast, tell your friends. Because frankly, if you don't tell your friends, how will they get their gaming news? I mean, yeah, I will go on ahead and admit this is a pretty dull episode. But hey, next week.
This was a pretty dull episode.
Next week? Oh yeah, next week we're bringing out the big guns.
And what's the big guns for next week, Danny? Because you haven't told me anything.
Square Enix.
Oh, next week is the Square Enix episode?
Oh, we are
God,
doing...
I just called it Square Enix.
Don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. They deserve it.
I just called it Square Enix.
They deserve it. They deserve it like the red-headed stepchild that's always laughing at you and picking his nose and flicking it at you.
Wait.
So anyway, we thank you for joining us. And as always, we want you guys to have an awesome week until we meet again. Phantasm Mask, or Danny, and Pat from VGN.
See ya.
PWNcast.